welcome to a special episode of Your New Jersey from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. I'm Marie Falbo. On today's show, we're talking sports and community with two of the region's biggest sports franchises, the New Jersey Devils and the New York Jets. From honoring legacy to partnerships that are shaping how fans experience the game today, this is what it looks like when pro sports shows up for New Jersey in a real way. First, let's travel to Prudential Center in Newark, where Devils history isn't just remembered, it's celebrated, while the organization continues to make an impact through community partnerships and events across the state. RWJBarnabas has been such a partner to the New Jersey Devils. Talk about the different levels of that partnership.
Yeah, it's been 30 plus years, really one of their longest, if not longest, relationships. We go way back to so many of the older players who were connected to us, had their babies at what used to be St. Barnabas Medical Center, is now Cooperman Barnabas Medical Center, and going all the way through, we're their official healthcare provider. We're connected at so many different levels. We have their jersey patch, so our logo is right on their home jersey, which is the most intimate, closest relationship that you can have. Their practice facility is the RWJBarnabas Health Hockey House. It's one of only two facilities that's open to the public around the NHL. So we have youth teams and club teams and high school teams and college teams that come in there every day to work with us, and we're able to interact with them. And really, our mission at RWJBarnabas Health is to build a healthier New Jersey. And the great thing about the Devils is that they're so committed to the community. So through their Learn to Play program, which is presented by RWJBarnabas Health, we do give kids ages 5 to 9 an opportunity to come out and learn the game. And they get free equipment and free access to the ice. So it takes away the expense that goes with that. But what's great about the partnership is the Devils do everything on the ice. They teach the kids how to skate and how to pass and how to stick handle the puck. What we do to complement that is handle the off-ice component, nutrition and wellness and sports injury prevention and sports performance. And that way, those are the great foundation to help learn and live an active, healthy lifestyle. So if we can get them and teach them early, they're only going to be healthier for years to come. And
you love this. You've been at this for 15 years, you said, and you have a sports background as well. So this kind of marries all of your passions.
It's very close to my heart. This partnership and relationship has truly been incredible. This past year, we signed Jack Hughes as our first brand ambassador.
It's a good one to have.
It's a great one to have as really the face. And we launched what's called the Get Checked campaign. And that campaign is all about getting a screening, seeing your primary care doctor, and just getting checked. And Jack has been absolutely amazing for us, further connecting us to the Devils.
You also help kids fighting cancer and giving them an escape away from the grind. How do you do so throughout the season?
We do, and not just cancer, but for cancer specifically, there's an amazing day called Hockey Fights Cancer. And it is a highly focused day that really celebrates special kids who are going through really difficult times, who we give an escape and bring their family in, and they'll sign a contract to be part of the team. They'll really do everything as part of an experience where they'll meet the players, they'll ride the Zamboni, they'll meet the mascot. They'll really just enjoy themselves to take their mind off of everything that's going on. And they'll just have an amazing time to get away from some of the challenges that they're dealing with.
It's a testament to your passion for healthcare, New Jersey, sports, and we love that. Where can people find out more about the partnership between RWJBarnabas and the Devils?
You can always go to rwjbarnabashealth.org/New Jersey Devils. There's plenty of information there. You can also just go right through the Devils website, wherever you find that, to look up the Learn to Play program, to look up all of the Little Devils and youth programs. They're all there. There's something for everybody, and we're just so excited with the relationship, what it means, and how passionate both organizations are.
So tell us about the Ring of Honor and why it is so important to the Devils.
Well, the Ring of Honor is a really special hockey moment. The very first sort of opportunity or moment for the New Jersey Devils was back in 2017 when Dr. Peter McMullen was inducted into the Ring of Honor. And that was the gentleman, very, very special to this club, who brought the New Jersey Devils from Colorado to come and be New Jersey's team. And then there was a pause. And it was in that window that a Ring of Honor committee was put together. The Ring of Honor committee is comprised of our banner boys. That's my nickname for the gentlemen whose names are on the white banners that hang in our barn. Peter McMullen, who is Dr. McMullen's son, a really special person who cares and loves our club. And now, of course, each time that we induct a person into the Ring of Honor, either a player or a builder of the game, those people join the selection committee. So over time, that will grow, and we're really excited about that. But the initial 2017 moment was Dr. Peter McMullen, and then we jump ahead. We induct Sergei Breland, and then Jacques Lemaire, and then just last week, John McClain.
Well, with the roster that the Devils have throughout their history, you can do this campaign forever.
We can. Yes, we might need to build a bigger rink. I've been plotting names in my head when I go out into our bowl, but certainly we have plenty of space right now, and it's really fun every year to go into production on the massive badge that or the crest that will be installed in bowl. And you know, it's a larger version of this guy, and our graphics flip over, and our big board is celebratory, and it just really feels good to create that immersive experience for our fans one night a year.
So besides Ring of Honor, what other big time initiatives are you working on this season?
Well, we're just coming off Ring of Honor, and what generally happens a day prior to Ring of Honor is a really special event called Dine with the Devils. And we pair those two events together. So Dine with the Devils is essentially almost like a VIP reception that happens generally the night before Ring of Honor. And we have those special alumni in town, and we sort of scoop them for both nights. The event was fantastic, and what was great is Mr. McClain was part of a panel, and he was able to wear his red jacket to Dine with the Devils, so it worked out.
The passion you have for hockey oozes out of every one of your pores.
Probably true. Yeah. A lot of what we do here in New Jersey is we really just want to woo people to love the game the way we love it. And that's true of Jersey Girls Hockey Club, that's true of Ring of Honor, that's true of Dine with the Devils. Each of our sort of properties, brands, events has a different reason, a different purpose, a different name, but we're always looking to sort of nurture and cultivate new fans and just really let people fall in love with the game that we so love and adore.
The Devils' impact goes far beyond the ice, but that culture of community and commitment didn't happen overnight. It was built over decades by players who defined what it means to wear the jersey. Among them, Ken Daneyko, a three-time Stanley Cup champion who spent his entire NHL career in New Jersey and remains one of the most respected voices in the franchise today. Did you think you would stick around in Jersey like you have?
You never believe you're going to be somewhere for such a long period of time. And like I said, my first dream was just to get drafted in the National Hockey League and try to play one game. And a lot of young guys will tell you that to be in the organization as long as I have, to go through the lean years in the 80s where we weren't very good, coming from Colorado where they were the Rockies, to finally, I guess, about 11, 12 years of my career, hoist the Stanley Cup, the ultimate goal.
And it's a testament to the Devils that they kept you guys around too, because now in sports, everybody moves around. You don't see the homegrown guys keeping on through their whole careers.
I think back in my era, it was a little more common, still rare. And nowadays, it's really difficult, it seems, to keep players around with different collective bargaining agreement rules and everything else, and players, for me, that's what it was about. I had a great rapport with the fans. I was blue collar, which I consider the state of New Jersey a similar mentality. I was that guy in the trenches and do whatever it takes in my role to help the team, and I think that's how I bonded with the fans so much. So, and got to stay around as long as I have. I probably know, I'm going to say 80 to 90% of the fans in the state of New Jersey, and probably have said hello, had a beer with in my day, or a bite to eat, whatever it may be. And that means something to me.
But that means something to a fan, that their idol will take the time out to not only just like take a picture, say hello, but to actually sit with them and get to know them as people.
Well, anybody that knows me, and the reason I'm probably an analyst and in the broadcasting business, I like to talk. No, but I love to talk hockey. All kidding aside, I love to chat with the fans. I mean, it's natural for me. I do it during games, in between periods, and everybody says, "Aren't you working? Is it tough?" I go, "No, talking about hockey's easy for me. I've been around the game 40 plus years, to engage with the fans." And if I always feel, Lisa, as a player, I mean, it was always me to engage with the fans. I'm just that type of personality. But more so after my career, you start to appreciate things a lot more. And I think anybody can say that for whatever their profession or walk of life was, where I understand what it means that it doesn't matter if they've gotten a picture with me once or 50 times. That day, something might be going on in their life that, or they're down or whatever. I mean, I found that out a lot with DMs because of social media, or even an email going, you taking the time to just chat with me a little bit meant the world. I was going through something, and that part amazed me. When I hear that, it's heartwarming. So but to me, it's always been natural. But the fans are what it's all about. They're part of our team, part of our family. A big reason why we had some success and fortunate enough to be 3-time Stanley Cup champions here in New Jersey. Believe me, the fans give you a boost, and it meant the world. Yeah, you need a good team, good players, good organization management, but I never take the fans for granted, or at least try not to.
But it's you being that type of ambassador too. That's why hockey has exploded in popularity over the years. And you've seen that, I'm sure, where the Devils were in the 80s and the notoriety they had, especially being in the shadow of New York, compared to now, it's night and day.
It really is. I think it's a great point by you. I mean, just the youth hockey programs and high school programs, and you name it, throughout the state have grown by leaps and bounds. And we'd like to think we're a small part of that, especially when you start winning. Now the little kids, the young girls, they take notice and they go, we want to watch the game of ice hockey and see what it's about. And they've not only become huge fans, but at a young age, their parents have them playing now because the kids just take to it. Look, we want to see the growth of hockey in our state, and it has grown, like I said, tremendously. I always said if this team had some success and could win a championship after my career, and they went in 2012, which I was on the edge of my seat, even though I was covering the team, I'm worse as a fan. Like when I'm not doing the game, I'm a wreck. So I understand the plight and what the fans go through. But I always said if they won a championship in my lifetime after my career, it would be just as exciting, if not more, than I was as a player, because I'm that invested.
Well, this is why, just to round it back to where we are, you're the best ambassador for the New Jersey Devils and hockey here in the Garden State, because, like I said earlier, we've exploded in popularity.
It has, and I love how our great game of hockey has grown. Our championship teams and the Devils in general, a small part of that, but they've taken it to another level, regardless of winning or tough times, whatever it be, by the Devils Youth Foundation. Our ownership's great. David Blitzer, Josh Harris and company, they give back, and it comes from the heart to the community, and they want to grow hockey. They want to help Newark and just the surrounding areas continue to grow and become vibrant again. And this arena has such a great atmosphere, the Prudential Center, that we want to be we're the hub. We want to make the state proud. It's we're the only team with this professional sports team now with the name New Jersey on front. And I know I know the organization takes huge responsibility in that and pride in that.
You just wrapped up a huge celebration with the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Johnny McClain, my old teammate and still dear friend to this day, well-deserved honor. And I was excited for him, excited for his family. I thought his speech was terrific. He spoke from the heart. And you know, he was kind of he's so important to the organization because we all came in as young bucks together, as teenagers. Me, Johnny McClain, Kirk Muller, Bruce Driver, who was a couple years older than us, but we, Pat Verbeeks, and he wasn't on the championship teams. They all went on, whether it's Shanahan, who was also in attendance, went on to great careers. But you trade good players or whatever it may be to mold your team. And those guys went on to win championships too, like Verbeek and Shanahan. And Shanahan, 600 goals, Hall of Fame player. So great to see those guys. But we all started in the early 80s kind of as a young group that these guys had heart, character, talent that I knew someday we were going to become something.
Yeah. The New York Jets and FlyHouse recently announced a groundbreaking 5-year partnership. Let's learn how these two high-flying brands are connecting fans beyond the game. Thank you for welcoming me into the green room. I think this is super cool. I did not know this existed inside MetLife Stadium.
And we first constructed the building, opened in 2010. Shared stadium between the New York Jets and the New York Giants, but we wanted to find a space that we could kind of own and operate on our own. And both teams have their spaces, but we turned this into kind of a unique, upscale New York vibe, a different place than you get at a traditional NFL stadium. So it's something that we're really, really proud of.
Yeah, it's like cool supper club meets football.
Exactly, and it's football, but all the other events that we have here as well. So you can imagine during the concert season in the summer, or when we have international soccer events here. It's an indoor, outdoor facility, about 300 or so people that can fit in here, but it's very much a social environment.
Amazing. So how did you come into play here?
Well, I mean, listen, when you think of aviation and football, you think of the two iconic brands. But this actually has nothing to do with football and aviation. It has to do with creating a luxury experience for the consumer. And so partnered with the Jets and listen, when you partner with the Jets, they're an amazing group of people. And so that made it much easier to make this deal. And we're so excited about the partnership.
How did the partnership come to be?
I think we had identified about a year and a half ago our interest in trying to find a long-term partner in the private aviation category, one that was innovative, one that could really help raise our brand presence as well. We're looking for somebody that was a real differentiator, somebody that was kind of a disruptor, and reaching out to Jack and to Sandy at the highest level of the company, we understood that these guys were really changing the business for the better for consumers, for businesses, for everything. So we look at this as a long-term relationship where we're really going to be able to help each other out. And quite honestly, we're doing it in the largest private aviation market in the United States.
Are we?
We are, yes. New York. I don't know who number 2 is, but I think New York is heads.
Yeah, I mean, well, you think Teterboro, located 2.5 miles down the road here, and then obviously White Plains are the two most busy travel, departure, and arrival airports in the country.
Well, what I love about your products, because we spoke off camera extensively, it's kind of bringing private transportation to the masses. So the example that you gave is bachelorette parties. Gather your friends, look on the app, see if there's a plane available, and book it. Yeah,
exactly. And golf events, going to football games, away games, putting together these experiences that you would otherwise wouldn't have. And that's expanding the TAM. We're going after the Henry, the high earner, not rich yet scenario, and putting those people in the same airplane. So it's not selling by the seat, but we have the friend share thing on the app. So you literally can go, 8 people can go and book a flight in 30 seconds. Creating that experience, in seamless luxury travel to a football game, to a winery, to an event. It doesn't matter. We can do it.
How many planes do you have in your fleet?
So we currently have 2,300 on our platform, but we also are a management company of airplanes. So we actually manage airplanes, we own some airplanes, and we also have our partners that put their airplanes on our app.
Did Jets fans run to book private travel this season?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're 1 year into the partnership now, less than that. I think we launched in August. So the multiple steps always start with that brand alignment. And so a lot of the things that we've done from a marketing perspective were meant to stand out. A lot of the content that we've created together, the activation of this room here some of the other things that we've done in the marketplace. Now you build that alignment and that connection and that credibility, and now you've got a full runway to be able to establish things, more travel related. So we're working together on a room key initiative, which is basically allowing our season ticket holders and our suite owners and corporate partners to be able to have access to the ultimate white glove treatment that FlyHouse provides.
I think a big part of it is not just about the actual game, it's the pre and post. So it's, that's creating the full experience. Yeah, we have a game, but it's the events leading up to the game, and then it's the events after the game. So creating that whole entire, events is what was a big reason to do this deal.
When you look at MetLife Stadium on game day, there's so many activations and partnerships. And most fans don't realize what it takes to put all of this on. What does it take?
It's very much choreographed, right down to the minute, with who goes where and what time they turn things on. Having 82,000 people at a stadium like this, you're generally not going to capture everybody, but it's reaching the right people with the right activation at the right time. Even what we do in the FlyHouse green room on a game day is different from what happens in the rest of the building. It's about bringing that really high-end luxury experience alive in and around a football game.
What's next for you? Are you looking to engage with other teams?
We're looking at other sports, NBA, baseball, even tennis, but F1 obviously is a big one. But this partnership has done more for I think both of us, and we look forward to continue it. And we have a 5-year deal now, right?
Yeah, I think what's important about this is that we're a client of FlyHouse. Like the ability for us, both at the corporate partnership level, the consumer season ticket level, and at the executive level, from a football perspective, being able to use FlyHouse for our needs every day was an important part about choosing this relationship.
For you, outside of the Jets, we have a pretty big sporting event coming here, the World Cup, in a few months. What will your involvement be?
Not much today, but we're in discussions to do more. Obviously, the green room, I think it'll be open, but creating those experiences to bring people into the World Cup is going to be huge.
It's the biggest sporting event to come to this this region ever. We're proud to be hosting it, to be hosting 8 matches, including the finals. While we don't control what goes on the soccer pitch, clearly there's an importance to having this thing be as successful as possible. On the commercial side, whatever we could do to try to create opportunities, we will be entertaining at the games, which is going to be very, very important. But at the end of the day, this is going to be one of the proudest moments in the state of New Jersey ever. And we're excited to be a part of it.
And this was so amazing to get behind because football is a 365-day-a-year operation. Obviously, there are no days off for you. So to get behind what it takes to execute a whole game day experience, that's invaluable.
Especially doing it to the level that we're doing, right? So it's not just normal hot dogs and hamburgers. I mean, creating this luxury, really highly curated event space for each game, day in and day out. And again, not even just the games. We do events here, again, not just about football. And so, creating that's been very special.
Community givebacks. Is there any sort of component to the business that you're giving back to the community?
Yeah, so we have FlyHouse Foundation, 501c3, and we do various events across the country to be able to give back. Our owners are give back hours to we fly cancer patients to hospitals and do some of that stuff. So there's a lot of that, and I know they obviously do a lot of stuff too. And
yeah, I think we were built on philanthropy from the Johnson family, and a lot of the things that we've done, even recently through the Jets Foundation, the establishment of the best girls flag football platform in all of the United States, and our commitment to that, both financially and from a resource perspective. But many of our partners do have established and or aspirational community or corporate social responsibility goals. And one of the things we love to do is bring partners together to create new things. So you can imagine with the product and service that FlyHouse has, how we're going to be able to team up with other partners to do very, very specific things for a lot of the tri-state community moving forward. So that we've ideated on a lot of things. Again, you don't want to just check a box and just do it because, but I think there's a lot more to come that we're going to be able to do for the residents of New York and New Jersey with that.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. We'll see you back here next week. Next week on Your New Jersey, we round out Women's History Month with 2 dynamite Garden State events.
It's really educating women in a beautiful, comfortable, fun environment where this is a very serious topics, but like we're gonna have a great time too.
So many women, it's so informative, it's so powerful, and I just feel the energy in the room, and I can't wait to be on the panel.
And the name Let's Talk is so perfect because like we don't talk about it.
We honor trailblazers, women that are kickstarting their businesses. And then on top of that, now we have panelists, we have keynote speakers, we have fashion shows, we have singers. And what I try to do is help women kickstart their business.
Looking around this room right now, it is filled with women that are really changing the world. Every woman I meet is telling me something more interesting that she's doing.
This is becoming a tradition now that Sue Vorchheimer does such a great job putting on. This venue is beautiful. I think there's more people here every single year, and it's just more celebration for International Women's Day that's just gaining traction every year, so I love it.